All right. All right already. You're going to learn something today, right? Yeah, that's my man Talib Kweli, Black Star, uh, member of the group Black Star, most definitely. High tech. I'm not sure if they're going to do something, but better. It's now or never, right? We'll get it done. But let me chop that down before they go crazy on blocking us out. We don't want them to block us out, right? Yeah. So check it, check it, check it. kShaun, your man, back in effect. memesIT.com and Black IIT Productions. We're so happy to be here with you today. It is Friday. You made it. We made it. Big ups to all of the people out there that really paid attention to some of the other broadcasts and getting back in touch with your family. And that's really hot. What used to be hot was going out and being at the bars and all that kind of crap. But that's not hot anymore. What's hot is living well and really supporting your family as much as possible. So here we are. It's Friday. You got a whole lot of stuff to do. Thank goodness. And if you don't, you know the scope from Baltimore to Kokomo. You know how we do. But I just wanted to catch up with you. You are in the morning hash, and we've already eaten breakfast. Big ups to all the big men out there trying their best and understanding that there are some other things that they can do instead of just killing themselves at the gym. I wanted to address that real quick. Most of the people that responded to me posting about living well and success and all that kind of stuff, they had a lot of questions about, was it crack? Was I smoking crack? Is that how I lost weight? And all kinds of things. But the truth of the matter is, it took a long time, in my opinion. But I wasn't really rushed. I wasn't in a rush, and I wasn't rushed to lose weight. All because of the premise that it is a lifestyle and not a diet that I was after. I was after a lifestyle of living well. And if I was going to be living and it was going to take some time, then there's no need to rush. And so a big important part of that weight loss that I had that I did, it was like a whole person, was I didn't really go to the gym. I did a lot of stretching. And if you're over 30, I want you to know there's nothing wrong with stretching. Stretch out before you, and I would ride a bike or do some cardio about 20 minutes, about 3 times a week, and that's more than I did. I was really conscious of just being able to lose weight by putting quality products in my body to give me quality output, which was at a high level. And it was great because I hadn't experienced that since I was a teenager. So just to address that one, get that one out of the way. It is Friday, and you're in the morning hash with kShaun, memesIT.com. If you go on over to our site and hit Flip Mag, you can get caught up at any time on the world's technology news. We have a lot of good things to share with you, and we spend a good amount of time updating those magazines. And what's really nice is that they somehow, until they send me an email message or when I go back and there's nothing there, apparently I still don't know what the full range of how much content you can put on Flip Mag. I'm not sure. Still not sure on how many magazines you can actually have. We have 6, and I can tell you that's all that we really want. We don't want to do more than what we can handle. We have several of them, and we encourage you to get a Flip Mag. You don't have to have a website to have a Flip Mag or Flip Mags. You can flip your stories over there, share them with your teams. If you're in research, if you are in politics, if you're in neighborhood kind of events and stuff like that, you can share with your team and you can post comments on your own Flip magazine, or you can have a team magazine or whatever you want, and it's free. It's what I'm breaking my neck to share this with you guys, that all of these providers that I have shown up there on the screen, they're paying me already by a lot. This is thousands and thousands. You don't understand unless you try it. If you try to go out and get with some of these services that you have to pay for, it'll break you. I don't care how much money you have in the bank. It adds up so quick. And here are the companies. The only thing that I have up here are the companies that support us. So I was advertising for a lot of things around town not too long ago, but I realized that none of those other companies were doing anything for us. So let's support what is embracing us and what's helping us. And the biggest reason for me having that up there is not to show off, but to show you that you can do this too. This is not rocket science. If it was rocket science, we'd be in big trouble all over the world. This is point and click type stuff. There's nothing hard about it. So Google, for now at least, is not charging. Facebook is not charging to post all these comments. Twitter is not charging to share all this stuff, and YouTube is not charging to upload. You can do this on a phone, a cheap tablet, a cheap USB camera, even $5 or $10 or $15 from one of those outlet stores that have a whole bunch of stuff. You can do this. We wanted to show you real quick a little bit of traffic, but we won't get. It looks all green right now because it's the morning. We don't like to go into the traffic too much because it's morning time. There's nothing happening. But that'll change really quickly as we move on to the 12, 1 o'clock, and 2 o'clock hours. Fridays are crazy in Santa Fe because as you can see, here's the big city, Albuquerque, ABQ. But if you're going to go north, most people they pass 550 unless they're going to Jimenez, and they go on up 25 and then meet up with 285, 84, and go on to Espanola, go on to Colorado, go on to Taos. So we get a lot of traffic here, and it's all looking good right now. We're gonna give you an update at the red light rush today, if we so happen to get a chance. I believe we'll do that at 1, because that seems to be the heaviest time on Friday. Is about 1. It gets crazy at 11, 11:30, 12 o'clock, but on Friday, since everybody's traveling and trying to get to it, and you know what it is, everybody has their own it. But temperature right now is 61 degrees in Santa Fe, New Mexico. Partly cloudy, mostly sunny right now. And tomorrow, Saturday, my wife's favorite day of the week, it'll be a high of 79. So get your short shorts out and your tank tops and all that good stuff. And your old flip-flops, dust them off. It'll be a nice day tomorrow. It'll be 46 overnight. As we go into Sunday, another high of 79 again. I believe it'll be a little hotter than that. However, overnight on Sunday, it'll be 50 degrees. And then on Monday, the high will be 77, and we'll experience a slight cooling trend throughout the rest of that week. And we don't like to go any further than that because no one knows which way the wind may blow. And this stuff is all brought to you by a whole bunch of models, and they put them together and they make kind of an educated guess. That's how the weather is done these days. Meteorology is done. So we don't like to go too far into the future because you never know. You never know. And I wrote a song about that. I wonder if I'm going to put that in a children's book one day. You never know. But enough about that. Let's get back to the news. Or let's get to the news. It's Friday, and you're in with your man, kShaun, memesIT.com, where you can find our magazines as well. Yahoo Movies, they're going to relaunch as a digital magazine. So if you are a Yahoo fan and you have an account, then and you happen to be one of the crazy people like me that actually appreciate Yahoo, then you can go on over and check it out for yourself, or go to our magazine at memesIT.com. That's MEEMSIT.com, and click on Flip Mag, and you can catch up at any time on all the news. But you're going to like it. I think you're going to like that story. If you are a fan of the world and everything exciting and entertainment, I think that you'll enjoy it. And one of the biggest stories that we wanted to bring to you was the refurbished, or the tablets. Tablet sales are great right now, and there'll be more opportunities for you not just for yourself, but some of you gentlemen out there have been waiting for the prices to go down to provide your significant other with a nice quality tablet that works and works and works and without fail. So get ready for that. That's good news. Or if you have a mom, if you're still fortunate enough to have a mother, you may want to check these out. You might have been waiting. Prices are coming down, and I can tell you the prices are going to continue to come down because there are newer products on the way and a lot of competition. So that's what makes it really interesting, is when a lot of companies are allowed to make the competition more dense. That equals savings for you and I and for all of our family and our loved ones, because we're all family, I should say, all of our loved ones. But let's get into it. Let's open up this magazine. Let's flip it open. And there's a story of Yahoo Movies on the front page of our magazine called Morning Hash. I want you to check that out. If you would. All my ninjas out there, where you at? Holla at a ninja. You might just drop me a line or give us a call. If we don't answer, just leave a message. We would like to extend an offer to you of friendship. From, there's not a lot of us here in Santa Fe, and just when I think that the population is growing, what happens is people were just visiting, or they find out that it's not what they thought it was, and they can't get used to the slow speed. It is pretty slow, I have to say, and I enjoy that, though. Most people, it's funny, most people are trying to get to New York because they've never been and they don't know what it's about. And most people from New York are trying to get to out west, to places like this that are nice and calm, and they have, lots of time to deal with things. It's a big change, and we just had snow in May, so I love it. I hear people complaining all the time about, wow, I can't wait until it's 100 degrees, and I just think, why not take advantage of all the free AC? So our next story was or is in our magazine, memesIT.com, is your bills won't pay themselves. So Google now will remind you about them. I have been waiting for an app like this for a while, and I can't understand, or I couldn't understand not too long ago, why it is that it is so hard to be reminded about paying your bills, and so this makes it nice. If you've ever genuinely forgotten to pay a bill, you understand what I'm talking about. It's not that you didn't have it. It's not that you were trying to duck your responsibility. You just forgot. There's a whole lot of things going on in all of our lives that I think we as a people pretty much take for granted, that we're busier than we've ever been in history. What used to happen a long time ago, people used to get up, right? Get up, make sure the kids got off, got on the bus, or got walking to school, or whatever it was, and we used to go to work. Am I lying? We used to hit the job and work 8 hours or more. Most of us worked more. Big ups to all those family men and women that actually took on more than they could actually handle. A lot of strong people out there that never really got the respect about what they were doing for their families. But that's what, and you would go to work for about 8 hours, or go for your shift, whatever it was, 12 hours, and then go home, make sure everybody got home most of the time, then head out to, or go to happy hour, and then go home and then go to happy hour, or bingo. Big up to Grandma Rita, Queens, New York, still there, rocking it, still a part of the community. We love to hear just how spry she is, and all know the women in my family generally live quite a long life, long and healthy life, So big ups, Grandma Rita, and everyone in Queens, over by Hollis, by LL Cool J's original stomping grounds. But we have, in these days and times, we're doing more than we ever have before. So now it's all these social things that we have. We have all these things that I don't know if they actually matter as much as family matters, but we catch every ball that's thrown at us, every opportunity to be with people most of the time, or to represent our neighborhoods at different events, or go to the cancer walks, or we're 10 times as busier, it seems. I know some really busy people, and they find time in between doing a whole bunch of things to catch up with their Twitter page. They find time to catch up with their Facebook page. They find time to do all kinds of things that wasn't done not too long ago. So, excuse me, just to try to iterate my point about we take it for granted. Rest. We have less rest in our lives than ever before. And that could or could not be a problem. That depends on you. But here it is. Finally an application by Google that will remind us to pay our bills. So I'm really thankful for that, just because there's just so much going on. And every different thing that we're paying for happens to want to take the money out at a different date and time, right? Don't you love that? You turn around, you look at your account, you look at your account, and it says, yeah, there's money in your account. You got the dough, you got the lettuce, the cabbage, the provolone over there. You got it, right? And you go, and for some reason you do something, and then you go on about your business, and the next thing you know, you're overdraft, or they're taking money out of your savings to put in your checking because of some service that we have that their bills hit at the time that you thought that you had some money in the account, and then $60, was it $30 per? I think the price went up since the last time I overdrafted, but you get 2 or 3 of those in a row, and that's over $100 or something like that. And then your bank's sending you emails like, you're a bad person. We're questioning whether or not we want you to be representing us as a customer of our bank. So this is good news for people like me that and you that are doing a whole lot more than people used to do. So it took a while, but it's finally here. So there's a deal for refurbished Nexus 7, under $200. I think that's great. But a couple more $100, or another $1.50, another $1.50, and right now it says that you can get an Apple iPad. So check our stories out, all of you people that have been saving for an opportunity, because the day may be here for you. So Maria Janetta, is that how you say it? Gatana, Anisi, Agnes, I don't know who this person is, but they got a doodle on Google. If you get a doodle on Google and you're still living, then you're the man or the woman. But if you get if you're deceased or transcended on out of this plane, and you get a Google doodle, that's a huge honor. But it's an even bigger honor if you get one when you're still alive, which is, I think it only happened twice, I believe. You can back me up on that one. I'm not sure if that's exactly true, but I think Mark was up there once, was he not? Wasn't Facebook up there? And they're still alive. So I think there was one more person that was still alive that got a Google Doodle, and that's a huge honor. But you can check that out. Nest strikes deal with InPower to offer its smart thermostat for $99. Whoa. Hold everything. Stop the presses. What? It's a thermostat that was currently $300, allegedly. All right. All of a sudden, this new deal makes it $99. So we thought to ourselves, what the hell is going on? What's up with that, yo? You gotta be joking. How do you go from $300 to $99, right? How do you do that? And speaking of 99, we'll get to that. But we think that you should check the story out because it's good news in one way, and then in another way, it's kind of suspect because you go from a product that, well, not, just yesterday was not really affordable for a lot of families to making it $99, which is affordable to almost every family, regardless of what they may say. The numbers and the data suggest that people can afford $99. That seems to be the magic number as we move forward into the future of purchases of technology. Like 99 is like a huge target, and everyone's trying to hit that 99 because they know that we can afford 99. They know that we can save up and get all the other stuff, but it seems as if they really want that thermostat in your crib or your house, over at your place, up in your zone, all up in your zone with the Nest, right? So we did some research and we found out, just because we know a whole lot up here in our big old heads at memesIT.com, because we've just been around. It's not that we've, any smarter than anybody else. We've just been around and reading for a while about these type of things, and I can tell you, water should be at the beginning of every news broadcast because it's a huge, huge, huge necessity, and now it's a heavy commodity for a lot of cities. They're trucking the water in to their towns so that their town can stay alive. So I said that to say, if you think that you can, that you're going to be able to get away with wasting water that is so in high demand right now, because it's in a high demand. Let me tell you, you can check this story out for yourself. People are now, and they're kind of grossed out about it here in the U.S., they are recycling all of the water. That includes bathtubs, sinks, toilets. Yeah, ninja. Toilets. However, they are still cleaning the water. So it goes from the treatment plant, and it's clean there. It's clean. That's one time. Filtered and clean. And then it is piped over to another plant to make it more palatable and cleaner than what is normally run for sanitation and water. And and people are drinking that. And they're kind of grossed out about it. But I can tell you that in other countries, they've been doing this for quite a while, maybe 10, 12 years now. So that's just how important water is going to be from here on out. From here until from now until the foreseen future. Water, it may not make the headlines, but it's going to be real important. Here in Santa Fe, New Mexico, I almost took this job. Was the water police, and I could only see myself because I know how I get. I can be real authoritative and turn into a real asshole. It's just sort of like Day Day. Mostly all my Friday fans, all my ninjas out there that like the movie Friday. Day Day took his top flight job position, big ups to Ice Cube and Cube Vision, to another level. Day Day he had a whistle, right? If you haven't seen the Friday movie series by Ice Cube and Pookie, DJ Pook, then I would suggest that you go rent those, go to Redbox or go download those, or go buy it, go cop that, Go get that from the store. Get the whole set. All of the movies are really, really funny. But Day Day was there was one of the Friday movies where they got a job at a little strip mall in California, and Day Day had a whistle, right? And he didn't even have a flashlight or nothing. He had a whistle, and he just, as soon as he put that whistle on, he just became the biggest jerk in the world. Like, he cussed out some church ladies for trying to witness on the mall property. he was telling women that they couldn't park in the mall if they didn't give up the digits. So if you know the story, then you know. And I could just see myself being a real prick to people that wasted water, because you can't lie with all of the data and technology now. And with this Nest, it's either going to be a serious, it's going to be a big benefit to you and your family, or it's going to be, a big burden. It depends on how quickly you can get your family up to speed and back into shape, because wasting water is out. So water in here in Santa Fe, so they had a water cop position. I think it was one position, and somebody else beat me out. And I was glad that, I know that sounds crazy, I was kind of glad that they beat me out of that job, because I could just see myself getting beat up by some old lady because I was giving her a hard time about her water. But Nest it takes all the data, all right? So you can, if you're an authority, if you are part of the authorities in any fashion, even if you don't have a pistola, if you are one of those authorities, you don't have to get subpoenas or get data from all different utilities. See, with the Nest, all the data, as you can see, let's see if we can go over there. All the data is on. See that little thermostat right there? That's a Nest thermostat, which was previously $300, and now it's $99 because of a new business deal. And that thing is either, like I said, is either going to be great or it's going to be really, really gloomy, because tickets for wasting water are quite high. So in Santa Fe, it's from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. no watering with a hose, no open watering with hoses. That's out, and it's about almost $300 per fine. It can go just as high as a judge will allow it within a certain amount of money. But so the first offense, yeah, no big deal. You pay out the money that you can't afford to pay. And second offense, you might even pay a little bit more money. And the third offense, you can forget it. You can put your house up on the market, because they're going to want some money and some booty house time if you keep abusing the water. And that's how important the water is. And that's where we're going real quick. I mean, that takes. So if you can compare this to solar paneling, this would mean that the paneling for solar paneling would go from $3,000, what's about the normal price at these these big warehouse stores. And that's a new thing. It just started last year, where they started selling in-house solar panels, or having them there so you could check them out. But that would mean it would go from about between $1,500 and $3,000, depends on how many you get, how big a system you want. That mean it would go to like $1,000 or $500 to $1,000. That's a big drop, and I can only imagine that it's going to be volume that makes that worth it for those two companies that just joined together to make it happen. So from $300 after taxes and all that good stuff to $99. So they really want that all over the place, and it's going to be all over the place. It may even be where it is legally required by renters and homeowners to actually have something like this in the house, because it makes it so much easier for any municipality to be able to run a quick check. I mean, like that. They just take a pad or take a tablet or a smartphone and scan it, download the data, check it out, and decide whether you've been naughty or nice. Whether you've been a nice ninja or a naughty ninja. And first and foremost in ninja news is my man from BK all day, Jay-Z. All right, caught in the elevator. What's a ninja to do, right? You caught between a rock and a hard place, right? You got your fair lady standing to your right, and you have her sister in front of you, possibly spitting on purpose, or just she was just so enraged, and then beating you up. And there's your beautiful lady standing to your right, and there's her sister standing right there. What's a ninja to do? I think I would applaud. I don't know what Jay-Z said. I can attest from being a brother from Brooklyn. We're pretty blunt. And it's something I work on constantly. I continue to work on it because I don't want to. I would like to treat people like I would like to be treated, or I wish, it is my deepest desire to treat other people as if they were my family, far away from home and alone. And that's the best that I can do. So I constantly work on it because what is not harsh to me, being from New York, is harsh and sometimes considered cruel to people that are not from New York. And I can't stress that enough, that it's a constant mining of the mind, okay? Weeding out things that are crap, things that don't have any relevance to them, or they don't benefit anybody else. They're just a smart ass or smart aleck remark, something. And that, I'm not saying that that's what happened at all. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that I know, for me, a man from Brooklyn, like Jay-Z, not exactly like Jay-Z, but like Jay-Z, who is also known for being quick. He's very quick. He has an incredible memory. His memory is one of the best memories in all of show business. Also, him, Snoop Dogg, and Lil Wayne, I think, have it on lock, right? They don't even use pen and papers no more. So, I know that he's very frank. Pardon the pun, Jay, The Rock. Pardon the pun. I know he's very frank, and I know that he can be blunt. And I know that I've pissed people off that I didn't intentionally mean to piss off, and I've pissed off people I meant to piss off. But I'm not proud of that, because that was a weakness on my part. And that's the truth. The more resistance that I find that I come up against, or that seem to take some sort of importance in my life, the more I see that, the more I see that I still need to work on myself and my responses and my roles in different situations. So it's you grow up and you think that that's it. That's not it. I can tell you, young techs out there, that you will learn something almost daily. You will continue to learn, whether you want to or not. And the hardest things to learn are things about ourselves that we think are cool and kosher, and just, hunky dory, or just alright, are not exactly cool. And that's the one thing. If something I do, something that, a behavior of mine that might interrupt somebody else's peace, to me, that's not worth it. I didn't need, I remember being in church at St. John's downtown. Pastor Rudy, big ups, Pastor Rudy, PR. I remember being there, and I remember jumping up because I was happy about something that was said or whatever. And then I remember sitting back down because I remembered that not everybody is going to get it, and not everybody's going to see it. So give them time to get it. Don't interrupt what's happening. And so I'm working on myself. But Jay-Z is at the top of the Ninja News today. I got to say, big ups. I don't know what he said. I don't know what happened. But I know that he did not deck a woman. And I don't think he even knew that there was a camera in that elevator. I don't think anybody knew until they saw it. But I got to say, between him and the bodyguard and him trying to get her hand out of his face, I think he did a good job. But that's at the top of Ninja News. All my ninjas out there, I just want to let you know that we did see that, and we don't know exactly what happened, but we'll keep you up to date if we find out anything. But Nest strikes a deal with InPower to offer its smart thermostat for only $99. I think you should read this article at memesit.com and decide for yourself. Is there something about this that you don't know? Why does a company drop a price so drastically? And I would take a look at that. I think that my opinion is that they want that in your house really bad. So let's go to the next story. And you can check these stories out too at FlipMag at memesit.com. We have a tab for it. But here it is, the daily deal. iPad mini, 64 gigabytes, Wi-Fi for only $360. I got to tell you, woo, that is a big, big savings. 64 gigabytes, yo. I mean, that is so, that was, what was that? That was $1,000 last year? Or 700, something like that. It's a cool grand after taxes in New Mexico. But it's $360 right now. You get a keyboard for $11. Let's go check out that story. So we'll click on it, and it'll take us to 9 to 5. You can find that story also at 9to5.com. And they're going to tell you all the accessories you can get right now that were normally a really high price, and they have gone down for at least a little while. So you can check that out for yourself too. At memesit.com, check out our flip book. I think that you're going to find you can have a flip mag if you want. You can share these stories with your friends and your team and your family. And I just saw, before I started this broadcast, good news, you can now broadcast for up to 8 hours for free with these guys, with those guys right there. All those YouTube, Google, all that stuff. That's it. First it was 15 minutes. Remember that? Remember that? You could upload a video for 15 minutes only. Then it was an hour. Then it was 2 hours. Then it was 4 hours, and now it is 8 hours. So if you have a bar mitzvah, you had a quinceañera, if you got a quinceañera, or if you got a sweet 16 or 15, or if you have a wedding, lots of wedding, all you young techs, listen up. If you can be the hero in your family right now, you can start getting brushed up on how to use all this stuff, and it doesn't take a lot. You can do it with a phone, an iPad, a tablet. You can do it with a cheap USB cam, easy, and load it up, and now it's up to 8 hours. So you can actually get some kind of work. If you're a young tech, young student, and nobody wants to hire you because you're not old enough, and yada yada yada, it's possible now for you to get some work as a freelancer, and that means that you can get people lined up. Say let's go for the most popular one coming up here in June. They're going to be the wedding receptions and the weddings. So people like to leave messages to the bride and groom, and to the family, and you can have 30-second, 60-second, 2-minute, or 3-minute messages as people walk through and get to the church or to wherever they're having the wedding. And you can record all the. Hey, who in the hell reads those damn books that you sign anyway? You know, if you had a wedding, they say, okay, sign in and give us your invite. Who in the hell reads that anyway? I was married and I didn't read any of that crap. I don't even know if we still have it. So a video is a lot better. So then you get all those people and you just take it all and edit it down and make a CD, and then you mail everybody a CD or a DVD, right? And everybody's got, and they can talk about it and pop the popcorn and laugh at what everybody's wearing, even 10 years from the time that you did that. And they'll always remember that, hey, it wasn't who you thought that did this. It was a little guy or a little girl who was just taking video, and who knew? And you can actually get a little bit of fedia. You can get a little bit of fedia out of the deal. And also at the party, at the reception, that's the best one, right? Everybody's coming in and everybody's sober for the moment, and then 2 hours later, you get some really good video. But instead of your family hiring this now I would say that they may still hire the photographer, but you don't have to they would save a whole bunch of money on the videographer, because that could be you. And then you don't even have to send a CD. You can just upload it to a YouTube channel, and then everybody can look at it anytime they want, and you can continue to build customers before you know it, 2 or 3 years go by, and you got a nice little gig happening in June, July. You know, those are the highest times of weddings: May, June, and July. So you could do this, and we want to show you just how easy it is. I mean, we're not doing anything that's hard. You can do it too. So good things are happening. I hope that you'll join us. So what we saw at Wally World. I don't know if anybody else calls it Wally World. I call it Wally World. I think it's funny. I think it's a big, huge social experiment. But if you see this big, nice, I mean, it looks beautiful. That is a beautiful 28-inch crystal clear monitor. They're selling it for $600 ship. It is regularly $700, but I saw some really, real nice stuff at Walmart. Crystal clear, and I told everybody about this, that the prices of were gonna plummet on all of those older TVs and all the plasmas and all that stuff because of what happened at the Olympics. Crystal clear images, no matter how big, they could be building size and be crystal clear. That's a new technology, and they already got rid of all that old crap, and now they got nothing but the new stuff, and they're overstocked. So the prices are really low right now, even lower than this little guy right here. That's only that. Yeah, it's nice. 28 inches is nice. Trust me, that's real nice. But Walmart also has they have all kinds of really big screens for really way under that price, and also they have this little tablet for kids called Kenobi, and I had to go when I saw the commercial. I went to Walmart to see if this thing was really there, and it is. That's better than, and it's less than $200, and that's better than your kid messing up your tablet or messing up your iPhone. And what we encourage is kids learning and getting their hands on this technology as soon as possible. Don't wait for kindergarten. Don't wait till first start. As soon as they can hold the thing up, put it in their hands. Okay, but the Kenobi it's kid proof. It only has kid stuff on it, so they're not going to mistakenly see your naughty selfies or whatever you got going on in your stuff. You don't have to worry about that. You don't have to worry about advertisements. You don't have to worry about all the crap that goes along with that they're pumping out to our kids that we don't know about. It's explicitly made for children, and it's called the Kenobi. They have a couple of different brands, and the only reason I'm not an advocate of that store by any stretch of the imagination, but I am an advocate for kids getting their hands on technology and using it early and not getting in trouble for it, actually being rewarded for it. So here's a thing that they can have that's all their own. All right, they have a couple of different kinds. I think they're both under $200 that they have over there at Walmart, and it comes in a rubber case. It's already got a case on it already, and it's got a nice picture. It has a nice screen with a whole bunch of buttons, and as soon as they learn how to use that thing, their intelligence will go up dramatically, figuring stuff out, even if it's games. So I would invest in that. So let's go on over and let's check out the next story. Here he is, Mr. Musk. You got to love this guy. This guy is so blunt. He says things in this interview that you would never imagine a CEO of any company saying about. He's just straightforward, and in one way he's putting his own company down, and in another way he's saying we can do better. So I really like the truthfulness of the interview, and you can check that out for yourself. Let's see, at recode.net is where it's at, and he pulls no punches. He pulls no punches. He talks about some things that happened in the past. He talks about some things that happened in not too long ago. He talks about some things that are going to happen in the future, and he is straight up honest. I mean, you don't see it every day, but I would check that out. Go to recode.net or memesIT.com and hit FlipMag and check the story out for yourself. And I think you'll be pleased knowing that there are some real people left in the world. Big ups to Dr. Dre, Jimmy Iovine. They finally got some sort of deal going. It looks like it's real. Finally, they have their product on the market, which is a big time boost for these guys. However, we also have a story in our magazines that highlights the two guys that originally, Monster, had this idea. They actually created the technology and the headphones, and they got cut out of this major deal. And that's unfortunate, but not everything is for everybody. And that sounds a little harsh, but it's true. They may actually be glad one day that they got cut out of this deal. All my ninjas know what I'm talking about. You ever get to a point where you go, man, I'm glad that didn't happen. I'm glad I didn't get that opportunity, because that would have been a disaster. I think that these guys are gonna come back later and go, yeah, it would have been nice to have that deal, but I'm glad we didn't get that deal. So, with the thing that I'm trying to say so subtly is that with a whole lot of things that you get, so yes, too much that is given, much is required. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. You don't know what that is until you get in that position. And there's a cost associated with everything, with every success, with every failure. And I tell young people all the time, fail. They would say, hey, you got any advice for us? And I say, yes, I do. You happen to be at the best time of your life, and try everything. Do everything, try everything, fail, 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 if you can. Because later on in life, you're not going to get the benefits of failing like you will get the benefits of failing as a younger person. And I have very educated people that disagree with me strongly on this, and then there are very educated people that really agree with me on this. So it's a toss-up. But we say everything that happens to us makes us who we are. How we deal with the things creates the habits that we have, whether they're good or bad. So you got to know that failing is a catalyst to success. So if you're out there selling something, you have to know, all you young sales people out there, that you're going to get a whole lot more no's than you're going to get yeses. And you only need one yes every time, right? So you may go through 200 no's. No, 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 no. No, thank you. Get out of here. Scram. And then you're gonna be, and it'll surprise the hell out of you when somebody says, all right, I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do it. So just know that if you fail at 10 or 20 things before you're 20, it's a whole lot better than getting to 50 and failing at 10 or 20 things, because one, the energy level, the amount of energy that you might or might not have. You understand? Two, you never know. You might not have much longer after 50, or you may not be able to recuperate. And it tends to be older people sink more investment in things that are crazy. Just like young people do crazy things and try crazy things, but they don't exactly invest at the level that older people in a desperate situation will invest. And so recuperating after failures as an older person isn't quite as fun or easy or beneficial. So just know that. In order to get to success, there will be failure. There has to be. There has to be. Or if you're just given everything, you're not made of anything. You're not seaworthy. You don't own enough of yourself to appreciate things, and the fortune will fall through your fingers like water. The money will evaporate as if you were in the desert. If you don't own enough of yourself and you're just given opportunities all the time. If you don't earn your opportunities and fail, and earn some more and fail, then you're not made of anything. You know what I mean? You can throw a grape and can't bust a grape. You ever heard that one? Couldn't bust a grape in a fruit fight. So you have to be conditioned. You have to get to a point, and only failure can do it. Only failure can condition you to become the great person that you aspire to be. Because the reason why Warren Buffett, his kids are they don't get anything if Warren Buffett hits the ground. If Warren Buffett hit the floor today, his kids don't get nothing. And Warren Buffett is he's not rich. Warren Buffett is wealthy. There's a difference. A huge difference. But he decided not to leave anything to him, because he knows that if he just gives it all to them, they'll never amount to anything. They'll never be the people that they could be. They won't own enough of themselves, and they won't earn respect, and they'll be nothing. They won't be people. They will be people that things have been provided for them, and they won't have any integrity. They won't be seaworthy. They won't be able to stand up on their own too. They won't be able to do it. So know that failure is very important, and failing early and often is important. That will help you become, especially now, if you're going out and trying all different things, you're all over the place. You don't know what you want to do. Good. If you're young, good. But if you happen to have a tight head on your shoulders and you really know yourself, knowledge of self, and you really, because then you can really know what you want to do. If you don't know who you are, you can't possibly know what you want to do for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years. Big ups to Baba Wawa. Big ups to Baba Walters. She's done. 50 years. 5 decades. All right? 5 decades. Half a century in broadcasting. She apparently knew what she wanted. She had knowledge of self and knew what she wanted to do for 50 years. So the more you fail, the earlier you fail, and the more often you fail, the better. Especially, I get this, if you are on the path that you want to be on. You know, if you have a tight enough head on your shoulders and you're failing on the same path, that's good, because it only makes you stronger on that path. It'll help you on other paths if you decide to do something else. But, you know, if you're just cruising along at a steady clip and you're getting all that failure out of the way, you are making something of yourself. You are building integrity, okay? Because most likely you're not going to do what caused you to fail before. And if you're on the same path, that knowledge is a whole lot of value to you. If you decided to sell cars when you really wanted to make cars, right? That's kind of in the same boat, but it's still 2 different paths. Selling and making are 2 different things. And if you make mistakes in both those areas, then that's cool, because they eventually you can use all that data on the path that you want. But if you decided, you know, okay, at one point you wanted to make cars, and then you guided off, you strayed off that path and became a chef. All your failings over there, yeah, that's good and all, and you're young, but that doesn't help you in the true path. So if you have knowledge of yourself and really know what you want to do for 50 years, then or less or more, then if you're failing all over on these lanes of the highway, all that knowledge can be brought with you, but you can't bring chef knowledge over to making car knowledge or manufacturing cars. That's some of that knowledge is useless. So the more you know about yourself, the more you know what you want to do, and you're headed in that direction. You may not exactly be on the path you want, but you're headed in that direction. All that knowledge comes with you in that general area. You see what I'm saying? So it's fail, fail often, young people. It'll make you stronger. It'll give you so much more character. You won't fall for the okie dokes, because there's a lot of okie dokes in business, in all types of industries. There's a lot of okie dokes, and if you don't have your head on straight, you don't really know what you want to do, and you don't really know which direction you should be in, you may end up going around and round and round and round and round and round, and finally, if you're lucky, getting back to where you needed to be. So I always say that, but we do have a story. We have both sides of the story, or we have 2 sides of the story just right now. We have Dr. Dre, much respect. Damn. How could you say anything bad? The guy survived death row, for God's sakes, right? And Jimmy Iovine, who has been doing the same thing, working in the same area and the same path for from the first time I heard of him till now, he's been doing the same thing, both those guys. But then we have the guys from Monster who actually created, who got cut out of the deal currently. Who knows? They may be brought back in because things don't always work out the way that we plan them. That's part of business maturity, is knowing that things probably won't work out the way you plan them. That's why planning is very important. And the more plans you have, if you have plans to back up plans, you're doing real good, because that's the way you got to be. But FCC, biggest topic in the news right now in technology is the FCC. And there's a lot of stories about it. I would check that out if I was you. Give us a call, or check us out at memesit.com, and you'll be able to see those stories. But I won't bore you with it. There's lots of news. It'll be talked about and talked about and talked about. So that's it for the morning hash. I want to thank you for joining us. If you caught this show, drop us a line, hit like, and subscribe. We'll catch back up at the red light rush. Thanks. kShaun, memesit.com.